How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are working on my 2012 Ford Expedition today. As you can see behind me, we're going to be replacing the driver's seat cover. So if you have an Expedition like I do that's gotten up in miles, this has 160,000 miles on it. Sometimes seat cushions and stuff start to wear out, so I'm not replacing the cushion today. They're like 400 bucks. We are just going to replace the seat cover though. So let me go ahead and open the door, show you what it looks like. I'll show you the replacement where I got it. We'll go ahead and hop into the install. First, let me show you the old cushion that we have here, still installed. This is what it looks like. This thing snapped on me, so I'm going to be figuring out how to fix that later. Anyway, the main part of the cushion. So these are AC heated and cooled seats. So we want to make sure that this is still breathable, but as you can see, it's all crusty. We've got, obviously a big tear in it, so it looks like crap. The rest of the Expedition looks great. So we're going to go ahead and replace this guy, and we're going to be doing that with this cushion or cover right here. So this came off eBay, Texan Auto seat cover. I think it was only 128 bucks, which is not bad. The OEM ones are a little bit more pricey, but the leather quality feels good, or fox leather, whatever it is. Yeah, it's the fox leather stuff. Quality feels decent. We'll find out how it holds up over time, but it does have the nice AC perforated stuff that needs to go here. I went ahead and took an air hose just to see if I can feel air coming through the seat holes, and you can just fine. You can even see through them a little bit if you look real close. So I have no doubt that the covers are going to have it. They're not going to have any problems with AC. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and find out how this thing clips in. So I've done this before on other vehicles, just not on this one. All right, so after looking at a couple of the videos, I found one from the seat shop that seems to be pretty legit. So we got to lift up the seat basically. I don't know if we'll have to fully remove it. They said you did, but we'll see if we can do it without that. So this just pops off. All you're gonna do is pull straight out. It's got two little press clips right there. Set that off to the side. This front cover also comes off the same way. Grab your hand in here, just pull out. Grab the other hand, like so. And all these press clips as well. So we'll set these two off to the side. And that'll expose the two rear or front bolts right here. So we have this one right here, this one right here. These are going to be a T55. I bought this generic Harbor Freight Torx bit bolt kit, and it happens to have a T55 as the biggest size, which fits. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these out in a second next. All right, got the two front ones out. You guys just saw on the rear, same deal. We have two covers. Looks like it pops up and back. We have another T55 right there. Let's see. This one, oops. Sorry, I didn't show that one. This one just pops out as well. T55 right there. I'm gonna grab my vacuum as I'm going through here and just cleaning all this crap. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those two next. All right, back to our out. Should be noted this one is a lot bigger than this other one. So this is the one that goes on that side. This one goes on this side. All the other ones are the smaller size. So the whole seat is now loose. Let's go ahead and go back to the front, see what else we need to do. All right, so running down here, you can see there's a number of plugs. They all come from this primary harness right here. So the whole harness runs up. There's a little white bracket right here. Go ahead and pop that out, and then we're gonna unplug each of these, keeping track of where they all go. It's actually pretty hard to lose track, but let's go ahead and pop those out next. You can see these two little tiny clips right here, and they'll catch on here. So I used a small pick to go ahead and pry it in and pop each of these clips and give it just enough clearance to pop out. Other than that, it's just a rotating lock that will go like such, and then you open it up. Locked, open like such. Whoops. This lock will rotate open and close when you have your clips in, and let it get locked and unlocked. And this one is the same style of lock. I just need to look a little closer before I do anything and make sure I can get it open. All right, so this one has a small little latch down here. You need to be able to pull back on this piece of plastic, and then you can clear this and it will actually open up for you. I think the same thing is on this one, if I'm not mistaken. I can't quite tell, but there was something holding me back, and that was probably it. So, all right, now that that's unplugged, we should be able to fold the whole seat back like such. Check it out. So, got plenty of clearance now. Seat's out. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this thing out and set it on the garage floor. Next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do, there's a torque screw that's right on the front here. We're gonna pop that off. That should release the majority of this guy because again, mine are broken. So that'll release this, and then we just have our one cable holding it on through here. But as long as we can get clearance, I think that's all that matters. So next we have 2 plugs that we're gonna go and unplug and go ahead and get this thing out of here. All right, next we got one more Torx bit here, T20, and then 4 black Phillips head screws all the way through here. We're gonna go ahead and pop out next, and that should take off this panel. And for right here, this piece, there's a piece of plastic that tucks around, and all this is gonna do is slide out, so just push the whole thing back, and this panel will come off. All right, so next up on mine, so we're actually getting down to the actual seat cover itself right here. And there's one push tab that is plastic right here. I'm gonna pop out, and then the rest of these are just the clips for the actual cover. So they're kind of unique, but you can pop it off and slide forward, and then it comes off like so. So I don't know if you see that, but the way it's gonna go on, you're just gonna push it, and then just push it all the way around. It's clipped on just like that. So pop it off, same motion, pushing toward the back to loosen the clip, and then it comes off right there. There's another one right here. And then we got this push tab, which you might just be able to pull out. I'll get that with a screwdriver in a second. And then we got another one right up here. I think I'm gonna need 2 hands. Oh, there we go. Another one right here. And you can see we're starting to make our way through the cover. Let me get that guy real quick with a screwdriver, and then we'll keep going. So we'll just use a pair of these guys. There we go. And this little tab comes off like so. We may need to put this on the new one, so I'm gonna set this off to the side. All right, so for ease of install and looking around how this works, I'm gonna remove this plastic piece. There's 2 more black Phillips heads right here, and there's 2 more on the other side right over here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove those 4, and then we should have access to the front of this cover. All right, so now that we're on this side, it looks like we have another plastic push tab right here. This piece was just locked in right here. I just pulled that out so it clears this cover now. And this wire looks to run, this goes around it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out like such. So that just is gonna slide. All this piece is gonna do is slide onto this little plastic piece right here. Now that's out of the way. We can undo this one. There we go, another push cover. Our seatbelt is gonna slide through this. So just keep in mind, I'll push that through next. We got this one, when we get that out, be pretty simple. Like so, easy day. Set this off to the side. It looks like we're getting there. So there are 2 rings that are holding this plastic piece in, which I believe are something I'll have to address in a bit. I don't remember what these things are called, but from here I can pull back the whole cover, quite a bit actually. This is your piece, looks like the foam that was holding it there. This is for the AC seats, so you can see how that looks. Set that down off to the side. Your AC blower is right there. If you need to replace it, now is probably a good time to do it. I might pull mine out and clean it at least. We'll see. That's pretty cool though. Anyway, and let's continue onwards. See what we got to do next. So really, as I'm looking at this, it looks like we got 2 clips right here along the back. Looks like on the back we have 2 clips right here, so I'm going to pop this one off and this one off. I can get a grip on it. There we go. It'll be these 2. And then I don't actually see anything else holding this on. This is just for protection. I think we have to slide it out now. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh yeah, she's definitely coming out now. Just give it a nice little easy pull. Let's see, seems to be latched on. Okay, so this little thing does need to get undone. Like that, pull that through and out of the way. On this side, it also Velcros, pull that off, and now it should be able to slip through. And we got the old one off like so. So that was not too bad. Honestly, I don't know if I needed to take this whole seat out to do that. To be honest, I didn't realize it was just clipping in like that, but regardless, it's off. I can see a lot clearer now. I was about to freak out. I didn't know what that went to. That's for the side panel. And there we go. So now let's go ahead and get this cover replaced. All right, so along here, there are these little rings. This one's ripped, but the rest of them all run along here. I don't remember what these things are called or the tool you need to remove them. I want to say you have to cut them and then install new ones if you're doing it the right way. I'm probably not going to do it the right way, so I'll show you what I'm going to do in a minute. All right, so these things are called hog rings. I could not remember. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, they just get cut to bring them all off, if you can see that ring right in there. I'm going to go ahead and snip them all off, and then I'm going to use zip ties and feed it through the holes that they came from to hold it back down. All it needs to do is hold this piece of plastic. I think metal on foam is overkill, but I understand why they do it. So I'm going to use zip ties when I do mine, but you'll see what it looks like when I'm done. Let's go ahead and knock it out. All right, so now that I can see a little clearer in here, I can see what these things are on. So there's actually a cable that runs through here. And what I'm gonna do is pre-stage all my zip ties in a second, and they should work just fine. All it is to keep the seat down and have a nice form as it's in here. So I'm just grabbing all these out. This is a line of Velcro that runs through the center. Tore up a little bit in the back, but it shouldn't affect anything negatively. These are our holes for our AC running through here. And then it looks like, looking at it, it's actually just a fan. I thought that it had some kind of weird, like, extra AC lines or something running to it, but it looks like it's just a fan, and it just pulls in whatever cabin air is there. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if it blows it up to the seat or something, and the fan blows it in. I don't know. Kind of neat. It's not an actual dedicated AC system, but it does feel quite nice. So these are all your little rings. I'm gonna go ahead and pre-stage all my zip ties next, and then I think we'll be ready to pop on the new cover. Just about there anyway. Things kind of suck. All right, there we go. Should be all of them. All right, so the new ones, because they're meant to be done with rings, do not have holes in these plastic pieces right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just poke a hole for each of the zip ties as I go along and get this thing installed. All right, that worked out great. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse the reassembly, basically the exact same as the assembly, just backwards. And let's go ahead and get this thing back on the car. Pretty sweet. Okay, seems to be good to go. We didn't reuse our 2 push pins. I did put a zip tie on this side just to keep it down because I have a suspicion there's supposed to be a push pin over here. On the original one, you notice how it has multiple pieces like this. That is not present on the aftermarket one. So I just put something in here to keep it down just so it doesn't start flopping up on me. I doubt it would, but you never know. So I think that's about that. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing back in the car. And as far as color matching goes, I don't know, you guys let me know. I think that's pretty damn spot on. So I mean, it's a slight difference, could also be age. I don't know, I think it's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing back in the car now. For 128 bucks, I will take it. Just got it set back in place. All I'm gonna do, gotta make sure our cables aren't getting caught on anything. Looks like we're good. Pull this there, make sure we're good. And then all I'm gonna do is start these 2 front ones, like so, just to make sure that they're lined up when we do the rears. I don't wanna have any weird alignment problems. Shouldn't, but never can be too careful. All right, so you just started. Let's go ahead and do the rear just like we did disassembly. Out with the old and in with the new, as Chris Fix says. I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. I think it looks great. So, looks pretty much brand new, you know, which is awesome because it is. The cloth color is a little bit different right there. You can see it kind of stands out. It's a little bit whiter in the corners, but I mean, other than that, pretty damn close and spot on. So, I'm very happy with that. Nice budget, easy fix. I zip tied that little panel that was broken on the back side. So, getting it off will be kind of a turd if I ever need to take it off again, but it should be good. It's not going to come off by itself, which is what matters. And yeah, pretty easy day. So Expedition, look one step a little bit newer. Might do the passenger side at some point, but for right now it's fine. And yeah, can't argue with that. Pretty happy about it. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Hopefully it was informative and helpful if you have a 2012 Expedition. I don't know what years it translates to. The video I was watching was from the seat shop. It was about 30 minutes long and it had a little bit differences. They took apart a little bit more than I did, and I think mine was easier, so there you have it. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below. I'll answer them to the best if I can. I'm not a professional. I've done this a decent bit, but again, this is my first time doing it, so what you saw is what you saw. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.